sisters. Welcome to our weekly YouTube recap. How's everyone doing on this Friday night? Of course, I have my two ladies here, Stacy and Kim.
Hey, y'all.
Hola.
We got a lot of stuff that happened this week. A lot of stuff. Here, Stacy and Kim.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, there you go. So we are going to be starting off with a lot of stuff that happened. So let's get into it, guys. Who's ready?
Do we want to say hi to some of the people coming in real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
Forgot to do that last.
Yeah. So let's see. We got Katie. We got Snoop. We got Hanil. We got Truffle. We got Fashionista. We got Cooch. Hi, everybody. Hope everyone has had a great week. It's been a long, exhausting week. Hi, Word Puzzler Specialist. I love the name. Okay, so this week we are recapping from 3/27 till today, which is 4/2. So happy April, everyone, because it's springtime. And we'll wish you guys a happy Easter now, who believes in Easter and all of that good stuff, because Easter Sunday is this Sunday. So we started off this week, of course, with Miss KJ herself. KJ never gives anybody a break, I swear. Well, KJ started off by attacking a family that she believes to be the new Stauffer family, of course. Well, KJ, of course, had to go. She got a tip from one of her supporters, and there was a family that adopted a child that was trying to now find a new home for the child on Facebook. So KJ did her KJ research and blasted this family on Instagram. And then from there, she proceeded to do an Instagram Live. And then from there, she went on to her Without a Crystal Ball channel and did a live there. Well, she was so excited. You could tell on her face that this was her into a new story. And it was so disgusting that she would put this whole family out on blast. And I have screenshots that I'm going to share with you guys from her Instagram. But unlike KJ, I went and did a lot of work to block out the names because there's no need to dox people, KJ. There is no need. So let me share that with you guys. Let me just open it up. And we will share the screen. Hold on, I'm having technical difficulties. Share screen.
You know, I just want to say, if anyone else covers this story about this family, KJ is definitely going to pull her I broke the story first routine where she throws her fit and she thinks that she has like claim to it. And it's really sad that she basically stalks Facebook groups to find people and then dox them online in such a disgusting way. This poor woman did not intend for this to be public.
Not at all. So this was one of her first posts where she shows the mother's Instagram. And as you can see right now, she had about 5,000 almost followers. So she wasn't anyone big that KJ really needed to dive deep and do this. And look, one of her tags right there, Micah Stauffer. Like, come on, KJ. The next one, she shows a whole big article about what she had shared. I guess this was on her Instagram, I believe, or Facebook. It looks like it's Facebook. So she shared this on Facebook. And she says, this mother in blank is trying to give her son she adopted 5 years ago to another family. She's advertising publicly for someone to adopt him. She then directs people to a website that his entire trauma history. This cannot be real, right? It is. And it's happening openly on Facebook. There is no discussion about using an agency or even lawyers. I'm sick seeing this. What can be done to protect this child? The links include his adoption video from 3 years ago on YouTube. Their tiny YouTube channel shows them trying to be family vloggers. When she says tiny, I mean under 100 people. So I don't think they're trying to be YouTube bloggers at all. I think they were just trying to, like, I know the adoption story video on their YouTube channel was for a news channel that did cover the adoption when they adopted the child in the beginning of the adoption process. So I don't think they're trying to be YouTube bloggers at all when you have under 100 subscribers. I mean, come on.
Also, she's leaving out that in some states, and I'm not sure about the particular one this family lives in, because unlike some of KJ's followers, I didn't go try and figure them out and call their employers or whatnot. But in some states, you actually can get in trouble for delinquishing a child. Most states don't have safe haven laws anymore.
That's true.
And so, like, that's one reason why a lot of families that have to make tough decisions or do come, because we don't know what really happens with this family. We don't know what's going on. And it's none of our business, nor should we know. And,
exactly.
You know, I don't know. The whole thing's just so gross to me.
This is another Instagram post that she posted. This is the moms in a group. So I guess one of her supporters were in the same group, and this came from that group where she explains that she's pregnant, and that she's had, 7 other amazing pregnancies, and she was able to adopt a sweet child, and that her breast milk, like, this is in that group. It has nothing, and I guess she sells for an MLM company, but that's just a way to support the family. At this rate, I understand there's a lot of MLM company schemes and things like that, but this is their way of income for their family. Why is she hating on them showing this? Like, and again, she puts #FBI. She wants the FBI involved in this. Like, oh my God, KJ, come on. The next one is this is that actual, the actual Facebook post that the family wrote on it, about the article, the post that they wrote about needing to find an adoptive home for their adopted son. And this is what goes into it and why they were looking and all of that. She posts that. Again, Micah Stauffer, CPS, FBI, open it up. Like, just the hashtags are unbelievable. I mean, come on, KJ.
I think it's funny that she doesn't want people to call CPS and do welfare checks on her home when she's doing things on, like, we hear Todd in the background, and we know that we know how much we put into this one little tiny channel of ours, and it's a lot of work. Jackie does a ton of work. Stacy and I both, we work on these things every single day. So imagine how much work KJ does, and she's not with her son. But she gets so angry when people question her about that, and when people talk to her or say things about her and her life. But here she is doing exactly what she doesn't want people to do to her. Like, pot, kettle, anyone? This is ridiculous.
You're right on the mark there. I will give you that. This was another Instagram post where this was when they first adopted the son. This was the father's Facebook page. And she says, here's the father, and the dad, mom deleted her Facebook.
Okay, and she's over here making fun of it, saying that says he's the dad to 8 kids when he has 9. Do you know that I have not updated the bio of my Facebook page since I probably created my Facebook page?
Exactly.
So I just want to also point that out.
And I mean, she literally just had the baby. Like, it's not even been like maybe a full month, I want to say. Maybe a month. Like, I can't, I'm not saying this as a fact right now. I know that she just had this baby. It's not been very long at all. So he hasn't had time to update. He got 8 kids, 9 kids now. I mean, come on. He doesn't have time to update Facebook. I don't even update my Facebook. I'm sorry. I don't. Here we go, though. FBI, human trafficking, like illegal adoptions, kids for sale. Her hashtags are just insane, guys.
She doesn't know what human trafficking is. Like, we could do an entire show or 4 on human trafficking and what's happening in our country and around the world. Katie has 0 idea about what human trafficking actually is. Like, the fact that she's relating this to human trafficking is insane to me.
I agree. This isn't human trafficking, in my opinion. Yes, it's a very sad story. Yes, maybe this mom and dad shouldn't have gone to Facebook. I don't agree with them going to Facebook to find a new adoptive family, but maybe that was their only hope. Maybe that was their only connection to other people at this time. We don't know the family situation, and we cannot judge it either.
And what we do know is we do know the red tape that's involved around going through the state, as Katie would put it, and the repercussions that come with that. Like, you can't, they have other children too in the household that they also have to think about.
Now, I did do a lot of research on this family as soon as Katie put it out, because she talked about it on Sunday, then went into Monday. And this family, so it was a family friend of the mom who came over and said, listen, my sister has these 2 boys that she really can't take care of. Would you be able to take them in for a short period of time? It was only supposed to be a short period of time. The kids came, they got a lot of counseling, a lot of counselors involved, different services they offered, to know that their counselors said maybe the boys would be best if they were in separate homes. One of them needed a lot more attention than the other at the time. And one of the boys did end up going to a family friend, so that way they were able to still see each other whenever they wanted. So they ended up keeping one out of the 2 boys, if you want to say keep, for the time being. A couple of years went by, 2 years, and then the mom came to visit for 4 days and was like, hey, can you keep them longer? Now, in their state, if they had kept them any longer, their restrictions only allowed 2 years, so they would have had to go through the system. So instead of going through the system, the family decided to adopt the child. That was the easiest and fastest way to not have to go through the system to take care of this child. And that is why they adopted him. It's been now 5 years. The kid has grown. His development has grown. Everything has changed. They now have realized that maybe this child needs more love and attention with the different things that are going on in his development, that he needs more one-on-one focus. So they're reaching out to another family to adopt him, to be able to give that child the things that he needs.
And like,
that's a crime. I mean, come on.
Like, I would never get mad. I would never be mad at any person to admit that they cannot provide proper care for a child. I wasn't mad at Micah because she admitted she couldn't care for Huxley anymore. Yeah. I was mad that she used him for money for so long before she decided she couldn't care for Huxley anymore. But I would rather somebody say, I should not be guardian of this child, than to hear another story about a child being hurt.
Exactly. I mean, I give her and her husband a lot of credit for coming forward and saying, listen, we can't do this. We can't provide them what we need to provide them with. And we want to find someone that can provide them better. I mean, like I said, if that's a crime, then that's not a crime in my eyes. That's stepping up, being adult, and doing the right thing. Like, but this is KJ for you. You know, KJ likes to twist stories. She thought she really did have the new Micah Stauffer story, but she didn't. And she can get upset all she wants. So I have a couple more screenshots I want to show before we move into what she did on Monday. After this was Sunday that she put all of this out. This is just more of the article of what they're looking for and why they can't take care of the child. She's putting it all over her Instagram. Here's some more. And here's the ending one. So then on Monday, what happens is, I guess Sunday night into Monday, the bio mom ends up contacting KJ. And the bio aunt, who was the one who came forward to say, hey, can you take care of my sister is having issues? Can you take care of these boys? Also got in contact with KJ because they saw that she had posted this all over Instagram and tagged them. And so they came to her. This is their conversation with KJ that KJ posted on her Instagram. Which it says, which for anyone who has read the article before, the details were crossed out as they rightfully should be. 2 of the 3 details are not even true. I watched these boys grow up. Not to mention, she knew about this history before she adopted him. She knew that this stuff would surface. She placed him in a freaking institute long ago, and now he is in one again. His mother is capable and trying to get him back. She was pursued into placing him in the first place and just had some bad circumstances in her life. But the blank would rather he go to someone else, someone who can possibly pay for him. It is an open adoption, and his mother has been trying to reach out for the past few years to get updates. And Heather leaves her on read. Seriously, I can't go on and on. The blank, Katie actually blurred that one out for once. Whoever posted this, I want to thank you. All I ever see is everyone always praising this family for how incredible they are. No one ever questions it, though I have known for quite some time that something was off. Then I don't know who said this message. It says, wait, this is your... And then she must have posted a picture of the child. Are you going to get your nephew from these crazy cakes? This is KJ. Now, on Monday, KJ goes on to her Without a Crystal Ball channel and posts another video. And in this video, she makes herself seem like she is the hero. She saved the day, guys. Because, you know, the bio aunt right here got in touch with her. And KJ, you know, gives them the proper, the right people to contact, who they can go for help. She tells them the people that they need to contact to get a welfare check done and try to get CPS and lawyers involved. So KJ is the hero. In the end of the day, KJ is the hero. No, she's not. I mean, she was, yeah.
She's over here bragging about it. She's like, the bio mom and aunt and sister all reached out to me today.
Yeah, you're aligning yourself with the woman who gave up the child to begin with. So again, pot, kettle, KJ doesn't have a damn clue at this
Also,
point.
aren't the aunt and the sister the same person?
Yeah.
The bio aunt is the one that went.
That's only one profile picture. This person over here is like, I'm the aunt. And then they're like, so this is your nephew. So she's the sister to the mom.
Yep.
And the aunt.
Yep.
And both her roles have to be listed, or...
Yeah.
I have no. KJ, you know, she likes to make things seem more than they are. That's just how she is.
And it says the 5 kids of the bio mom were placed with her sister. And when mom went through some very serious issues, so she's going to shame this family that has all these kids, way too many kids. But then she's going to align herself with the person who had 5.
They can't take care of them.
Okay.
Right. Right. So you got one family that takes care of them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Like, I was just wondering if she pulled a muscle when she made that reach.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. And, to be devil's advocate here, thinking about a child who's been in a loving home with 7 siblings for 5 years, and that's really all they know. And knowing that that child is now going to another place without any of those people, that's terrifying. For that child, I feel for that child on a level I cannot explain to you, because it's something that I say I wouldn't be able to do, but until I'm in those shoes, I don't know. And that's why I don't want to judge these parents. But, KJ, what gets me about this is she has no idea what life is like outside of her little picket fence and her precious little perfect life in Minnesota. There are families that do this all over, all the time, especially in low-income areas, especially with children who are born to brothers and sisters that people may have that end up in drug environments, and they take in their nieces and nephews or their friends' kids, the kids that live in the apartment complex next door. I have heard this, I've seen this, I've witnessed this in real life. And it's common. It's a lot more common than Katie wants to believe. And it's gone back for years. My 80-year-old mother had a brother that wasn't a brother, that didn't have a family, and at 10 years old was friends with her brother and came home from school, and my grandparents kept him.
Wow.
So, and he's still around, like he's still part of the family to this day. There was no formal adoption, but in 1950, that didn't happen a whole lot. So if kids got put out on the street at 10 years old by parents who shouldn't be parents, that's what happened. And it still happens to this day, especially in poverty stricken areas. So Katie needs to get off of her high horse and actually take a look at the world. She claims to be such a social justice warrior, but she doesn't know what the hell is going on outside of her white perfect community.
She watches Don Lemon, so she knows exactly what's going on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like MSNBC and CNN are her Bible.
They are. She makes lots of comments how much she loves Don Lemon. Oh, Don Lemon's on. Oh, Don Lemon. I'm sorry. Then you know what's going on. But God forbid we talk about her and her parenting, but yet she also talks about their parenting. Like, God forbid.
And she has no clue what's going on inside their house.
No, exactly. And how do we know that the bio mom is stable enough even right now to have these children again? We don't know, and this isn't our place either to judge. So maybe KJ is helping this bio mom, and maybe the bio mom isn't ready to take these kids on yet. Like, does she even do that research? No, she only does the other research to see, so she can have a story, so she can get a paycheck, so she can make money. That is why she is doing what she is doing. I'm sorry. Like, call it how it is. Well, so she then goes into, that was Sunday into Monday. Now, the next thing that happens with KJ is, let me see. So, oh, yes, I almost forgot one of the biggest things that also happened on Monday. So also on Monday morning, I was doing the research as well. I was able to get onto the family's Facebook page, and the family was receiving horrible, and I mean horrible messages and threats on their social media pages. Oh my God, from KJ supporters, where some even threatened to call the father's place of employment to tell them that he's trafficking a child. And come to find out, they did call his place of employment. These are people that support KJ. So KJ does this, and they go and they finish what she wants people to do. She wants people to go out and attack these people. That is not setting a good example at all. She's saying, oh, don't go and attack these people. Don't go and harass. But she really does want these people to go do that.
And, that's what I was going to say, too, is that if you call her out on it, she will absolutely sit here and say, I would never tell people to do that. Yeah, but you left the comments up on your social media, and your social media is the one that has traction. I don't really delete comments. I don't. Like, you can tell me whatever you want. You think my voice sounds stupid? I agree with you. Tell me in the comments. However, if you're in my comment section on anything and you're like, you should call this number and tell them that they have this kind of, that's getting deleted. And you're going to be blocked because you're not going to get the opportunity to do it again.
Yep. Here is so he ended up, I didn't put the screenshot into this group of folder that we're showing tonight, but there was a comment that someone left saying, this is from Without a Crystal Ball. These are what her supporters do. I just want to make you aware of this. This is not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. If I were you, I would private your Facebook. And the father did do that. But before that, this was another comment. This is the comment right here. I noticed his work is listed and his profile, and he has shared many of these posts to blank. It would be a shame if people reached out to them and let them know the situation. These were all done 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, 1 hour. Like, these were all done by KJ supporters after she told the story. All the other comments on this guy's Facebook page were all nice, sweet comments, except for the ones done within 6 hours and less, because they were all KJ supporters. Do not get involved. If you don't know about the situation, just because I'm a YouTuber here and telling you about this, I don't expect any of you to go and write mean comments on KJ's thing saying, I heard you did this to this family and this, because you know what? It's not right. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
And it's really easy to write somebody's story based off of screen grabs and articles out of newspapers and then just saying, so this is basically what's happening here. That does not make it true. It doesn't make it real. And she sat there for this better half of this last year, with this lawsuit talking about how, and nobody got my side, as she's letting this go on to a family that is not in the public view at all, has nothing to do with what she's supposed to be covering on her channel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Remember whenever someone called Todd's work?
Oh, yeah. That's right. She wasn't very happy about that one.
She went live and played the voicemails, right?
Yep.
She did. And freaked out. And her, leave me the dang alone. Remember? There's a whole.
Oh, yes. She was not very happy. You're going to ruin our lives. Why would you do that? Oh, my God. This is the way our family makes income. Well, so is this.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, because I'm sure it really is upsetting for any child to go through. But remember how upset she was about how scared her son would be when authorities would show up because people would call on her?
Yeah.
How does she think these children felt? Because, I mean, they would have had to have gone out there and talked to him if that many of her supporters really did call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it doesn't matter if it's
somebody else's kid, as long as it's not her.
Exactly. That's exactly right. KJ can dox. KJ can do whatever she wants. KJ can accuse people. KJ can call CPS. She can tag the FBI. Like, she's such a dumbass. But no one can do that to her. And I used to get kind of upset about her trolls, I guess, the hater community, I'll call them, because a lot of them did go too far. I mean, getting her report from her assault and things like that, like, that's too far for me. All of that's too far. But there is a little part of me that's like, you do it to other people, and I think they're just trying to prove a point by doing it to you. Granted, it's not something I would do, but there's billions of people out there who will. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, KJ.
It's one of those things where it's like, you almost hope sometimes that somebody gets a taste of their own medicine. You're not going to be the one to do it, but you're like, I'm not going to be the one to do it, but one of these days you are going to run into somebody who is.
Yep. Well, after KJ did all of these lives and videos and all of that, there was a YouTuber that did come forward and give KJ a little piece of her mind. And I will say, I give Amanda Pants props for what she said and how she did her video also on Monday night when she found out that KJ did this. So Amanda Pants did a live on Monday night regarding KJ's video and gave out the correct and better information regarding adoption and what she went through, along with the ins and outs of adoption. She called KJ out on her bullshit. And I'm sorry, we were all touched by her video. And we all watched it together in Discord, and we were very touched by Amanda's video. We were. She also said she will be making a point to talk about adoption as part of her content, and I will be watching that because I want to learn more about it. I want to know what other people have gone through and how it affects people. I have friends that are adopted. One of my best friends from college was adopted by a very loving family, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. They put him through college. I got to spend Christmas with his family, and then the next year I got to meet his bio mom, and we were maybe 26 at this point, and they are his adoptive mom and dad. He will never, ever not call them mom and dad because they are amazing. So there are great adoption stories out there as well. I want to hear what other people have gone through, and I will be definitely watching her streams when she does talk about that. That's for sure. And I am very glad Amanda called her out because someone needs to call KJ out on this bullshit. I mean,
yeah, Amanda Pants did an amazing live on that, and
she made me cry. She made me cry.
You couldn't watch it and not be like completely, you could feel every emotion. I don't know. It
touched my heart. I will say that. It touched my heart.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to link that one in the description below. Because if you haven't seen it,
you need to.
Definitely need to see it.
So since we're just talking about KJ, I mean, KJ did a lot this week, but another thing that kind of brings up KJ, so on Wednesday, March 31st, Bhad Bhabi did a video called, "Was It All for the Views and Publicity?" Now, this was regarding the Tati vs. KJ lawsuit. In her video, I have more screenshots of this too, but she really didn't go into why she thinks it's a conspiracy and why she thinks it was done for the views and publicity. But she did mention her interaction with Saltsy and showed some receipts, which I have, and I want to kind of go over those really quick. Since we're on the KJ wagon, might as well get off the KJ wagon and finish that up. So let me get those up on the screen for you. Let me make sure it came up on the screen. Nope, it didn't. So I'm still getting used to StreamYards, everybody, so bear with me. I'm going to remove this share. I'm going to stop screen share and add these ones. Now, when she was showing her screen grabs, she said, first off, that Salty had followed her and she wasn't following him. And she does share a receipt. I will share that in a minute. But this was their DM conversation. Now, with content and creators, they can easily cut different things that they don't want people to see. And easily in this screenshot that we have right here, you can see that there was more to this message right here above where I have these yellow lines that she didn't want us to see. Because if you look right here, those are the bubbles that start. So whatever was before this, we have no idea. She only wanted us to see this part of the conversation with her and Salty. And then the way she described this DM to me, this is how I see it. She says, Katie's mods and subs are really threatening me for asking a question. And Salty replies, they don't like you because you go after her. I wouldn't worry about it. They're a cult. You shouldn't expect nothing less. Now, the way she said it was, they don't like you because you go after her. I wouldn't worry about it. They're a cult. You should expect nothing less. Like, he said it with an attitude. You are reading this. So the way she interpreted it was not the way I interpret it. And we really don't know if that's how he meant it. So for her to kind of say this was all conspiracy for that, the way she read it, that didn't fit well with me. I saw it something different. And the whole, it's a conspiracy. I mean, it's a court case. You can't put it through the system to have it done for publicity and views. Like, you're going through a judicial branch, you're going through the law, you're going in front of a judge. A judge wouldn't tolerate that just for views. You would be stupid to go through the judicial system for views and publicity. I'm sorry. I don't see it as a conspiracy. She has her opinions. I have my opinions. These are my opinions. Also, I want to note right here on the bottom where it's pink, he said this at this date on 1/12 at 10:08. And then the next screenshot she shares with us, it's a minute later. And he says, and you do kind of go to their playground, which she does. She does go to KJ's playground and ask crazy questions and things like that. But we also did some test DMs to see like how they worked out. Again, this is the creator showing only what she wants to show. Now, if this was a consecutive message that came after this message right here, why didn't she just leave it in the screenshot? She could have made it smaller or bigger and had that message along with it. She didn't have to do a whole nother grab. As you can see, this is me and Stacy. We did our test, and I wanted to see how a minute later, if it does come up, which it does. Again, you can see the bubbles. Even here, you can see the bubbles, which I moved it up to see, and you can still tell there was a bubble edge. So even if she moved that message up, you can tell there was more to that message that she wasn't showing us. So that was just something that I noticed the stream, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me why she would think it's a conspiracy. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
But I will say I always find Backyard Barbie quite entertaining.
I do, yes.
And I did hear about some talk about her accent. And
yes, we did.
I did not appreciate that either.
No, I mean, Southerners unite.
That's true.
Everybody's gonna have an accent, and I kind of think Backwoods Barbie is funny, especially whenever she's talking directly to KJ in her videos. And
yeah, I love it. Like the no ma'am, like that gets me every time. I find her incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, what's so fun? So Truffle85 said in the chat that Southerners are prone to conspiracy theories because they They still don't know how the Civil War ended.
Right.
Which is it's true. You also can't convince people in the South that the planet's more than 5,000 years old, but I digress. It's a fun place anyway.
We got a bill going up in our state right now to make it legal for them to teach in public schools creationism. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. I'm a northerner, so I can't really say much. My dad is from down south, and I know how he is. So,
well, I just want to say your accent has nothing to do with how
your
educated you are or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that indicates is where you live primarily, because your accent can even change if you move somewhere else and live there for a long period of time.
I will say my dad moved up from the South because that's where he was from. And he lived up north. I'm 33 years old, so he was up here for 36 years, and he still had a Southern accent. It did change a little bit more towards the Northern, but he had that Southern slang to it, I would call it. And now they're back down south, and it's come out a whole lot more. And you can definitely tell now that he was from down south originally, and it never went away. It's just come out more. And I kind of hear my mom getting a little accent too. So it's wearing off on her just a little bit. But yes, it has nothing to do with their education. And that really got me upset too. And
yeah, all that you can tell from my accent is that I don't live up north.
Exactly.
Right. And I bet it sounds like I don't live as far south as Backwood Barbie, but
well, what's that have
in between there?
So they're making fun of like Southerners' accents. What about the Northerners' accent? I mean, we have T-Spiracy, who we know where she's kind of from because of her accent. My accent, you guys can make judgments on where I'm from, but I've been told I have a Northern accent, and they know where I'm from because of the way I talk. We have New Yorkers who have that New York accent. Like, we all have accents from where we live. That has nothing to do with our education. And I think that comment was ridiculous.
Yeah, like, I'm ignorant as shit because I am just ignorant. It has nothing to do with my accent.
Yep.
Who made that comment?
It was a different creator, but they have actually apologized for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not
shortly before we went on, they put out like a 45-minute video where they were very, very sincere and whatnot. So we're just gonna
and fashionista, yeah,
over, right.
Accents are culture. It's not to criticize anyone's accents. Yes, exactly. It makes us who we are.
It does. I was going to say I thought maybe it was one of KJ's supporters, but I mean, KJ has a Midwest
It's actually
accent.
an anti-KJer.
Oh, yeah. Well, good. But, everybody has that, including KJ. The way she says bag and flag, like with an E, she's got that Midwest accent. We all have something.
Truffle, I have a bit of a Midwest accent. Not full Fargo, but you can hear it. Exactly. It makes us who we are as a person. And Crystal says your accent has nothing to do with your education. Exactly.
It's just when you hear a Southern accent, a lot of people do think that it means you're ignorant. Just like when people hear Josh's accent because he is from England, you automatically assume Josh is obviously a scholar because with an English accent, he's definitely just loves school.
I think he's a scholar. I love Josh. I think he's a scholar.
I mean, that's what like when you think of someone with an English accent, you're like, well, very proper and smart.
Yes, exactly. So let's see. What else happened this week? Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, so much happened this week. So then we had oh, no, still Monday. Ijessi, aka It's Your Boy, Ijessi, made a video where he called T-Spiracy. The video was called T-Spiracy, I'm Not Scared of You, where he threatened T-Spiracy again multiple times in the video that he will strike her video again and he will strike her channel. In his video, he says that he's going to stop using the B word to call women. But then in the video, he calls T-Spiracy the B word. He also calls her trash. I mean, he's, and one point in the video goes, you know, this video isn't about you. You just so happen to be the subject. Well, the video title is T-Spiracy, I'm not scared of you. So how is she not the subject of this video when all you talk about in the video is her?
So
and how
that gave me serious Carly Simon vibes when I saw that.
Yeah.
Like this song, like You're So Vain, you probably think this song is about you. Like, like yeah, the song's about them. So
oh yeah. I can't even count how many times that he said if she puts that video back up, he's going to strike it again. Well, YouTube found that her video had nothing in it that you could strike. And she is allowed to put that video back up because they found nothing worth anything in that video for you to strike her. So unfortunately, if you keep striking her, you're going to just flag yourself. And this is just advice for you at this moment. If you keep striking something that even YouTube said doesn't need to be stricken, you are going to put a flag on yourself, and YouTube is going to either, one, tell you you're striking things that don't need to be striked, and two, they're going to look into you and what you're doing, and it could jeopardize your channel. And if you don't want that and you want to continue to be a creator and make videos, just stop doing it. Do it when it actually is something that you can strike, not because someone said your name or used one little tiny clip that is fair use.
Oh, no. He like also made a statement that he was well in his right because she made fun of him.
Unfortunately, KJ makes fun of a lot of people, and we can't strike her for her making fun of people.
Do you know every video on YouTube would probably be removed except for like unboxing videos if you could have someone's video removed because they said something mean about you?
Exactly.
Like, almost every single YouTube community is commentary on that community.
Exactly.
Like there's a niche for everybody on here. So somebody's always talking about somebody else.
And there's plenty of room for everybody. Like, all you have to do is just not talk about her anymore. She stopped talking about you. You keep bringing this up. Just stop.
Yeah,
and that's here.
And that's a really good point to make while you said it is there's room for everybody. If people are in your live chat, who cares? They might watch it later when they can be in it. Like, you don't have to make people choose.
Exactly.
You know, what's his end game here is my question. I keep thinking about it. Like, first of all, something's definitely wrong with this guy, and I don't know of anyone who legitimately gets on anything and pretends to be a teenage girl, pretends to have a twin that doesn't exist with, you know, a Party City wig on his head. The things that he's doing are just so insane to me. And I think it's shock value. I think it's trying to get attention, and, you know, no press is bad press, I guess, is the way that some people look at things, and they do stupid things just to get views, just to get attention. Him going after T-Spiracy does not make sense to me. Like, there's millions of people in the world who probably make fun of him if they see his videos. You know, anyone who sees his videos is probably going to have something to say. He might have a small following, but at the same time, there's so many people who understand that he's a total joke. And I just don't get it. Like, what if we came on here and said, next week we're going to have Jennifer, Samantha, and Kendall, and it's the three of us pretending to be our twin sisters? Like, that's crazy. So why are people feeding into it? I don't know.
Well, he's trying to even say in that video that there's no proof that, you know, that was him. Show the proof it was him and he'll admit his wrong. He said that in the video. It's clear that it was him. And I hate to say it like that, but it's very clear it was him. So, like, stop hiding it. Just admit you effed up at this rate and just move
I,
on.
I don't
Move
know,
on.
y'all. My twin has really long blue hair, though. I'm just.
Yeah.
Hanil, the Shamrock Shake has been available since before St. Patrick's Day. Where have you been? Sorry, Shamrock Shake is my favorite at McDonald's.
I've never had one. I need
What?
to try. I
Oh,
know.
girl, you gotta get one. You gotta get it before it's gone. I'm surprised it's not gone yet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Snoop said it would be fun if our twin sisters came on next week. Jennifer, Samantha, and Kendall. were two
Oh gosh, that would be fun. Yeah, well, the video, he was very aggravated. He was very blunt, and he was very mean. He said a lot of mean things. He said, I'm going to stop calling women the B word, but yet he calls women the B word in the video. He calls people trash. The way
And
he
didn't
raised
he try
his...
to say that it's normal to call people the B word where he's from?
Yeah, so should it be normal for me to call a male that's being an a-hole? Because that's what he was being.
Well, you know, my sister is actually living over where he's from. And so I asked her about that. And she's not heard anyone walk into a room and just be like, hey, B words to anyone casually. So I just wanted to put out that little bit of knowledge.
He needs help. Like, genuinely, there's something not right with his mental state.
Yeah, definitely. He does say at the end of his video, let me see, that he wishes that he could be friends with T and wants to do content with her, but doesn't see it working because she's a mean, stubborn beep. Right there. That's where he calls her the B word.
And I know his behavior, who would want to work with him at all anyways? I'd be scared he'd get mad at me and start trying to, strike our channel over and over again.
I mean, we're a small channel still. We got nothing to win or lose at this moment. We're not monetized. I mean, we're just talking about what happened this week on YouTube, and you just so happen to make a video on YouTube that we all kind of are in that same community and we noticed, and we're going to talk about it. I mean, we're not trying to cause any harm. I will say a lot of people make a lot of accusations about his channel because he does the KJ thing where he deletes everything. So he can say it never happened.
No, when you were saying about how he said he didn't see him working with T-Spiracy, I was saying, why would anybody want to work with him?
I wouldn't. I'm sorry.
After the way he's behaved and handled himself with this situation, why would anybody want to work with him?
Exactly. I mean, if he wanted to come on and chat with us, I can have an adult conversation and chat with you and try to figure out what your end game is here and why you keep talking about it and why you're trying to strike her. And I'd be happy to talk to you. But do I see that conversation not getting fierce from his end? No, I don't. Not the way he conducts himself in his videos. But I'd still try because that's the type of person I am.
At Pretend Fashionista, he deleted everything off his channel, and now he still only has like 2 videos.
One, and I will share my screen because I do have what his channel looks like as of today. Let me just pull that up. And I will share my screen with you guys again.
Coach, that's such a good idea. I hope he does change his channel name to that. That's funny.
This is his channel. The one video. Now, before all the KJ drama where he had all the videos up there and then he pretended to be the hacker just to find out hacker information on really who it was, he had all videos on it and he had a different name and then he changed his name and this is now his channel.
I started singing Secret Ancient Man in my head as soon as you start calling him a hacker doing hacker stuff.
Secret Agent Man. Yep, that's what he is. Oh. Well, we can move on from Jessie. Anyways, so then we go on to Tuesday. Tuesday, we have Jen Shah from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She was arrested by the feds on Tuesday morning for allegedly ripping off hundreds of victims in a telemarketing scam. Jen Shah and her assistant, Stuart Smith, are facing federal charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering, which I have a couple statements. So this is from Jen. She was talking to Andy Cohen. I don't know if you guys know who Andy Cohen is. He does the Bravo after show where she talks about what she does. She says, people are always like, wait, what do you do? I do so many things because I'm invested in a lot of other businesses and outside of the e-commerce, but basically in a nutshell, I do customer
acquisition
online and offline marketing, and really it's my niche and monetization. So, I mean, she pretty much does monetization, and it's really just a scheme where if we look, this is the rest of what she says. She says, like, if you go online shopping on the internet and something pops up, we have the algorithm behind it where we're getting served the ads. But really what the U.S. attorney says right here says, Jen Shah, who portrays herself as a wealthy and successful business person on reality television, and Stuart Smith, who is portrayed as Shah's first assistant, allegedly generated and sold lead lists of innocent individuals from other members of their scheme to repeatedly scam. In actuality, reality, and as alleged, they so-called business opportunities pushed on the victims by Shah and Smith and their co-conspirators were just fraudulent schemes motivated by greed to steal victims' money. That's what they really did.
And the sad thing about that is if you can just pretend you're rich well enough, you can go around and offer like lifestyle classes legally and make a killing.
Yep. Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you don't have any morals, which clearly these people don't, it's like, normal people like us, we wouldn't be able to go scam people like that and sleep at night.
Oh, yeah.
They have no issue with it. So there was plenty of legal ways they could have scammed people out of their money.
Yeah. They are in the process of recording season 2 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, they did say. And they can't promise that this is going to be on season 2. So we will have to wait and see about that. But they got arrested and they were in custody and released on $1 million bond with $25,000 or $2,550,000 cash and property security. They aren't allowed to do any telemarketing for now. They also are not allowed to move more than $10,000 out of their personal accounts without permission from prosecutors. Jen was scheduled to appear before the New York judge on Wednesday via Zoom, but because so many of the Bravo fans flooded the Zoom call line, she couldn't even get on herself to attend. So then today, they rescheduled for today, and the proceedings were done, and she actually pled not guilty to fraud charges through the federal court, and they do have a trial date, and unfortunately, it's scheduled for October. So they got some time to go back and forth with the prosecutors to try to settle this outside of kind of the trial date, but we'll see if it actually goes to trial. We'll definitely have more on this to come, I can tell you that. And it's crazy how people they like to just scam people. It's a scamming world nowadays, I feel like. It's just sad. It's sad.
Neil, when I first heard that there was a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, my initial reaction was, huh. So I agree with you.
Haven't we talked before about Utah and scams and MLM, which are scams? Everything comes out of Utah. This is strange to me that it's stemming out of Salt Lake. Like, Utah, get your people. What the hell is going on over there?
And like I say, like I see that Cooch, Salt Lake City has some serious wealth. No, I agree, and I know they do.
Oh yeah, they do.
When I think of the Real Housewives shows, I think of glamorous. And even for all the money they have, when I think of the rich people that live in Utah, I usually think beige.
I will say though, because I'm a Real Housewives fan, I did watch the whole season 1 of Salt Lake, and they are very rich. They're very much people of the Mormon faith. They have a lot of Mormon people on there, and they very much flaunt their wealth. And Jen was a big flaunter. She also was one of the biggest bullies and drama queens on the season. She really started pretty much all the fights there was. She was the one instigating it or starting it. And if she wasn't, she was finishing it, and she was screaming and yelling in the middle of the fight, causing the end of it. So, I mean, they did pick a winner there. I will say that. She did bring a lot of drama to that season. But yeah. You heard that Shah Chalet is a rental, right? No, I didn't hear that. Maybe we should go rent. Let's go visit Utah, guys. I knew she couldn't ski, and she went all dressed up in her Gucci jackets and Gucci skis, and she didn't know how to ski for the life of her. And that was kind of funny, but they did. It was a good season. I will give it that. Not as good as Jersey. I'm still a Jersey girl when it comes to the Real Housewives.
Yep.
So has there been a Real Housewife from every version that's been in trouble with the law, and usually it has something to do with money?
It usually happens afterwards. After they're on the Real Housewives, then that's when they pull up all these things that they've done. It seems like.
But it's so they know that they're doing illegal stuff, and they're like, you know what would be a good idea? Let's go on TV.
Right. Yeah. Let's have millions of viewers every week watching us do illegal stuff. I don't know. I don't think the Real Housewives of the Potomac lasted long.
No, it didn't. And I actually didn't like that one.
Well,
that was a favorite of mine.
Yeah, it wasn't a favorite of mine.
I don't even know what Potomac is. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
The Potomac. So it's a river in Maryland, Virginia area, in DC, right under DC. So that's what. But wasn't there another Real Housewives of the DC area?
Yes, and that lasted one season, I want to say.
Well, that season was incredible though, because it was the couple that
Cooch says Potomac is still on. They're filming now.
Oh, really? Yeah, that couple was on that scammed their way into the White House state dinner.
Oh, wow. See, that's how much I don't watch Potomac. That's the only one I don't watch, unless it's on TV, but then I probably am doing other stuff and not watching it. I do like Atlanta. I do like Atlanta. That's on right now. Dallas is another new one. That was a good one this year. They're on their second season now. I like Dallas. I mean, like I said, I'm a Jersey Real Housewives girl, and they bring a lot of drama, but that's kind of my area too. I'm from the north, and that's not that far away from me, so I get that whole housewife scene, even though I'm never going to be as rich as they are. Never. Yeah. And I love Teresa. As much as she's caused all that havoc in life, I love Teresa. I do.
I do. Nothing will ever top the table flip. That was the best part of Housewives I've ever seen. All the rest after that, I was bored. But yeah, I think someone said the Salahis were the ones that were on the DC Housewives. They actually scammed their way into the White House state dinner, President Obama years. And it was all over the news. They had to go before Congress. It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I remember that happening.
Wow.
I did not know that they were on a show, but yes, I do remember that happening.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, we'll see what season 2 brings when they do season 2 of
I
Salt
can
Lake.
just
If
tell
this
you
is on
guys
there.
that if I was committing tax fraud and all this other stuff that these people are doing, I would not be like, so Preston, they're about to do Real Housewives of Horrible Places to Live. I'm going to sign us up.
It's actually this. They're on their second season for Dallas right now, not their third or fourth. They're actually on. They're doing the second season is being aired right now. Oh wait, you're right. It's the third that they're airing right now. They just got done with the second. They really didn't have a break between the second and third season. That's what it was. So yes, they're on their third season right now for Dallas, and that's actually pretty darn good. I might be wrong. I'd have to Google it. My memory. That's why I write everything down and type everything out. But I do like Dallas's season that is being aired right now. I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting. All right.
Lord Chico Baggins, I would absolutely start watching this show if they did a Real Housewives of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Absolutely. Well, you think there's oil that way? You'd think that there's money in Dallas because of oil and like old money, but there's money in Dallas for a lot of reasons. But Tuscaloosa, there's old money in Alabama, and it's few and far between.
Did they do a Real Housewives of Miami yet, or like Florida, or like anywhere in Florida yet? Can't remember.
No, I don't think so. I no.
They
But
should.
They should do a Real Housewives of Miami. There would be some famous people on there. There's Star Island.
I was gonna say they got Star Island. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of famous people that have homes in Florida and kind of all over especially in Central Florida. They're not all just in Miami.
Yeah.
But Central Florida is a huge mecca for people who want a lot of land.
There you go. Miami is coming back. So they did have a Miami. Miami was canceled, but is being brought back on Peacock. Ooh, okay. I got the Peacock app.
And little known fact is Florida won't let them garnish your check if you have a court order against you.
Ooh.
Which is why O.J. Simpson chose to live in Florida.
Well, that's good to know too. They should start filming season 4 soon. All right. Well, I will be watching and I will update everyone when it starts because I can tell we got some Real Housewife fans in here. I can see it.
Look, Miami's not going to be any good if Gloria Stefan's not on it. So she's the original housewife. Well, she's not a housewife. She works, but she's the original rich girl of Miami. So, and she's owned restaurants and she's very present in the community. They definitely need to have her on there.
Coochie saying OJ is in Vegas, not Florida, but he was in Florida before he went to jail, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was residing in Florida because he had the judgment against him. So anytime he earned money, they got to take his entire check.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. But he is in Vegas now, so that's good to know. Well, have fun in Vegas, OJ. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, we talked about Backwoods Barbie and KJ. We're on to Thursday. And Thursday was a big day because James Charles decides to come out with an apology video called Holding Myself Accountable. And in the video, James apologized, but never named any of the victims. And he only really brought up 2 of the victims that were accusing him. He also says that he accused the victims of DMing him first, lying to him first, and flirting with him first. The video was not an apology video more than it was a confession video, in my opinion. He claims the reason he did what he did was because he was desperate, in quotations, guys. Desperate. Even though he also said in the beginning of the video he wasn't going to give excuses, being desperate is an excuse. I hate to say it, James. He claims he doesn't do it because he's famous, but then he says, no maybe the boys talk to me because that I am famous and I didn't put that in perspective kind of thing. The video was supposedly made on March 31st, and one of my favorite things that Stacey had said was, well, he maybe should have held up a sign to let us know, because he released the video on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. So it's like, is this a really bad April Fool's joke? Like, come on, James. Like, but after that apology video came out, a lot of different YouTubers, and I mean a lot of different YouTubers, covered his video, and they went through it. They gave their opinions. Just some of them that I watched were Drama Alert, The Viewer's Voice, H3H3, Mysterious T, Petty Page, Xylee. And a lot of these people had great comments and great opinions that they made. And I'm just going to go over some of them with you so we can talk about how we all feel about this. So when James did the No More Lies video, he never truly addressed the accusations in that video. There were so many holes in that video, and it was perfectly made as a get out of jail card free video that he thought he cleared his name when he really didn't. And that was 2 years ago. Some of the YouTubers talked about it and talked about how in the No More Lies video, he showed screenshots and receipts, but he didn't have any receipts to prove that he didn't do what he was being accused of in this video. But then we also had some of the other YouTubers that I watched saying, even if he brought up the receipts and screenshots, it wouldn't matter anyways, that he could have proved these kids lied about their age, but it doesn't matter because James shouldn't have went and done what he did, and he should have gone and checked their ages, and he should have been the one to go and look to see how, if these kids were lying about their age. He should have done the research. He's the creator. He's the star here. One of the things in Drama Alert, Keemstar, he says that he went looking yesterday to find out how long it would take to see James Charles' new victim's real age. And it only took him 2 minutes and 31 seconds to see how old James Charles' new victim was. So, James, you could have done the research. Like, it wasn't that hard.
It's not kids will lie and people will lie, especially if they're like starstruck. And James is very, very famous. So it's absolutely James' responsibility to act like an adult that has a following. But I think the reason he doesn't have receipts this time is because he has been doing this stuff on Snapchat now, because he felt safe, because Snapchat will tell you if somebody screenshots what you sent them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he felt safe to do what he wanted to do.
Yes, in Xylee's chat yesterday, someone said his hair looked like a graduation cap in the apology video. It did. Oh my God, did it? His hair, like, it was really throwing me off.
What it reminded me of? Have you guys ever seen that movie Cry Baby?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. That's so funny.
That's what it reminded me of, is those the reform school haircut.
Yep. I don't know. The fact that he makes it look like a table is just a problem. But I don't know. Everyone hates his hair, but this whole issue to me is amazing. How can you say you're desperate when you are a multimillionaire? You're famous.
Yes.
There are plenty of over the age of 18 people on this planet that would hook up with you, James. So how are you desperate? Like, this is not, you cannot relate this to a crack addict trying to get another hit. Like that, it's not the same thing.
Xylee did bring that up in her video. She was like, he used the excuse that he was desperate, even though
I'm not going to use any
excuses. Yes, but he's a $22 million net worth. he should have not been desperate. There are many things that he could have done.
And you know what, famous people, they always have like publicists and things like that who work for them. Do you know who sets up most celebrities on dates?
Their publicists.
You don't even have to find a date for yourself. Your publicist will do that for you.
Right.
And they work, and they don't set up people that they don't think will be compatible.
Exactly.
They also don't set up people that would not bring favor to you in the limelight. Like, they do extensive research on these people before they allow their employers to go on these dates, because they know
They
it's
don't want to have to explain it away later. Yeah.
Well, you also
Right.
have James Charles, when he was on Logan Paul's podcast, he said he likes to date as young as possible, 18, 19-year-olds or his age. But he even tripped up in that podcast saying high school boys. High school boys are 16, 17. Yes, they'll be 18, maybe their senior year if they graduate before their 18th birthday. But he said high school boys.
And it's telling Truffle 85 about how Morphe hasn't done anything to James Charles about this. But, you know, they've dropped other people for bad behavior. Like, you know, got Jeffree Star.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I mean,
and I have heard that it's because they have too much money tied up into the James Charles. Like, if you look, it's still like one of their best-selling palettes. And then I think they have a release that's supposed to be coming out soon with him.
Really? Well, I don't have his palette, but if I was to buy anything from Morphe, I hate to say it would probably be his palette, only because it has every color possible in that palette. So it's a good palette to have when you want a variety of colors.
Well,
I'm someone that is adventurous. I like the colors. I would like to have every color. So every outfit I wear, I have a color that matches, type of thing.
Yeah.
I just love color pop. So I just use, like, I never even go to.
I was going to say, there are probably other brands that have palettes similar. So that's probably why I wouldn't buy it either.
Color pop is great. But Jackie, I can just send you mine. I have it and I've never.
All right. That works.
So that works. I'll give you my James Charles palette.
Then we don't have to give him any more money, because you already gave him the money.
I gave him the money back before I knew he was a creeper. And, you know, I was watching Xylie's video about this last night, and someone said, is he a member of NAMBLA? You guys know what that is?
I don't.
It's it stands for the National Association of Man-Boy Love.
Okay.
Oh, gross.
It's a real thing.
Wow. Didn't know that existed. Didn't know that existed. Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole association for pedophiles, by the way.
I do know some of the YouTubers that I did watch, they were saying maybe people aren't paying attention as much because these are crimes against boys, men, and that maybe that's why people aren't really paying attention to this. It was also said maybe the victims haven't told their parents what happened because they're ashamed and didn't want their parents to know they were involved in things like sexting and exchanging dirty photos. But still, to me, this is serious. I don't care if it's a man, a woman, like this. You don't do that. You don't.
It's not going to get better. I mean, that's probably a valid point, like why people don't come forward. So,
and it seems like people are more uncomfortable discussing it when it involves boys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, women don't come forward because of you dressed a certain way and you asked for it. So these boys don't come forward because as long as we still have pray the gay away camps, we're not a society that's going to allow this people to come forward safely about something like this. Exactly. They're going to be ridiculed in the public eye no matter what.
You're right. I mean, we don't even know if these boys or men now have told their parents that maybe they're gay or maybe they're bisexual. So we don't know if that's the case too, why they're not telling their parents so their parents get involved. I know Xylie said in her stream if it was her child, no amount of money would get James out of this. And I agree with her.
Correct.
And I can tell you, living close to some very strict religious people, that even if there's some families where even if they had told their parent wouldn't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
Yes, that's still a thing, unfortunately, and it's happened for a very long time. It's public shame. Families try to hide things, and not just religious families. Just some people are just so concerned about what other people think of them in the community, their neighbors,
The keeping
whatever.
up with the Joneses.
It absolutely, and it continues to happen. It's a horrible thing. There's way too much SA in this world. There's way too many pedophiles.
Yeah.
And I do think that James Charles needs to be deplatformed for this. If Shane Dawson can be demonetized for making some very poorly worded and in poor taste jokes about things, then why are we not demonetizing someone who has actual victims coming forward about him?
Hey, Bitso. Yeah, I agree. I do know in his video also he brings up that action and change is the only way to make an apology, and that he has learned and educated himself. This is something he should have done the first time. And if he really learned, why did he have to make so many apology videos? Like, why after the first video did this happen again and again for there to be so many apology videos made? Why? I just don't get it. I don't. And I'm going to share my screen because we have a funny tweet that was made that, well, not funny, but it definitely goes with this James Charles. It says, I don't know. An apology video should be made when you have hair in your lipsticks or when you make a mistake and want to apologize to your audience. It's kind of hard to be like, yeah, I committed a crime, but I'm holding myself accountable. So we good? Are we good? We're good, right? We're good. I thought that was great.
I want to go rob a bank and hold myself accountable.
Right?
Right? I would love to rob a bank.
Like, don't worry, guys. I'm going to tell Kim exactly how disappointed I am in her. We have this covered.
That's right. That's right. That is all of the repercussions I need is for Stacy to be upset with me.
Yep. And then James also said that he stopped listening to his friends, that his friends were telling them that he was going to get hurt. Well, what about these victims? Didn't these victims get hurt by his actions and what he did? How did he get hurt? These victims got hurt by what he did to them. I mean, just the wordings that he used in this whole video, it just seemed like it definitely wasn't an apology video. It definitely wasn't holding himself accountable.
And you hear one story about like somebody getting either paid off or scared off and recanting their story. But when you hear it after every single time somebody comes forward with a story about this, I mean, after a while, if there's so much smoke.
Yep.
Right. That's absolutely true. You know, I think it's really strange because the Lopez brothers, those TikTok guys that, oh, by the way, are friends with James Charles.
Yes.
One of the Lopez brothers, or I don't remember if it's Tony or Andre, I don't know. They were caught with like sexting minors and in some kind of assault situation. And I don't know all the details here, but pattern is there. And the fact that it was girls, it got way more traction than this.
Wow.
And like they've essentially been deplatformed. They haven't come back to the platform. They've been very quiet. You know, but James Charles is still like pumping out videos every week.
Of course.
Hey, Kim, can you repeat that abbreviation that you said earlier?
NAMBLA?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the National Association of Man Boy Love, and I don't know what the ending part is. And then there's another like there's something else that they've tried to make happen, which where we call children, or no, we call pedophiles maps, as in a minor attracted person instead of a pedophile. And I'm just going to tell you right now, they're going to be a nasty ass pedophile in my eyes for as long as I'm alive. We're not going to put some different kind of name on. There we go. North American Man Boy Love Association. Thank you, Baggins. That is and this has been around for quite some time. There are some famous people who were part of this organization. I want to say that Kevin Spacey was wrapped up in this at one point.
Hi, Gramsy. Yes, I want to say he was as well.
And I don't know if you had mentioned this yet, Jackie, but we were talking about this when we were watching Xylie's stream too. Was her talking about how all of his friends?
No, I haven't. Yeah.
Yep. Like, none of them are his age.
She asked the question to everybody. She goes, "And who are James Charles's friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's think about this for a second. They're all teenagers. They're all TikTokers. They're all people that are younger than him."
The D'Amelios, well, the girls specifically are all younger. And then he is friends with the Lopez brothers, who are, I think, like 19 and 20.
They're still younger than him, though.
Right. So, I mean, look, my husband is 12 years older than me. However, we didn't meet until I was 30 years old. So it's different whenever when you're both over the age of 18. But consent and law is a real thing. And I'm telling you, if like Xylie said, if anyone ever went after my children this way, you wouldn't have to worry about your money. You'd have to worry about your life.
Yes, Kevin was. Yeah, that's right, Neil. Kevin did have rumors that he was a child molester a few years ago. That's where that came from. Yes.
No, I think he admitted it. I think he actually admitted it, Kevin Spacey, that he had relations with a 17-year-old boy at one point on a movie set. Pretty sure. Wow. And he did outright say that he was a map. And
Google says that Lopez brothers are 23 and 19. So one of them is older than James Charles, but the other one is younger. Okay. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Snoop. We love Google.
Coach, let's hope he does not move to a state where consent is the age of 14.
Yeah,
and it's not even real that there's any states that's still a thing.
I don't think there are. Is that real? Someone Google if there's states that the age of consent is.
I would love to know that. Yes, please. And one of the things Xylie did say about, like, after she talked about his friends, she suggested to James that he needs a new group of friends 18 plus. I agree with her. I mean, you have all of these accusations and victims coming forward. You shouldn't be hanging out with teenagers, especially after.
The lowest age of consent right now is 16.
Okay.
And that's where? Utah. No, just kidding. Maybe. Not kidding.
Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. All right, Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Connecticut, Georgia, Hawaii.
Connecticut? Indiana, oh, shit.
Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts.
Maine? Michigan, oh, shit.
Minnesota, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico.
Wow.
North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island.
No.
I have to click more because we hit the bottom of how far that list.
North Carolina, there is way too many
of the states.
South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee,
oh my
Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Also in the American Samoa, Guam, North Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the United States Minor Outlying Islands. So almost everywhere.
Neil said some states, the consent, if it's 16, it's if you are in a 5-year age range, I thought. I can't say that, but it's still not good. They're children. I hate to say it. I know where I was at 16, 17, 18 even years old. And all my relationships that I had at that age are not where I am now. And they were nothing who I am nowadays. And it just, if that happened to me, like a vice versa situation, it would affect me as an adult now. So it's
Okay, I see
definitely going to affect those kids.
see what's going on. There is Romeo and Juliet laws. So the lowest age of consent is 16. But in Arkansas, if the person is 14 and you're no older than 16, it's still legal because they have Romeo and Juliet laws to protect.
That's a horrible name for a law. Romeo and Juliet, really? And Truffle said consent is 14 in Florida. I would love to double check that, but that's crazy if it is. Josh says the age of consent in the UK is 16. Wow. But at 16 years old, I don't know. I wouldn't be making right decisions, and he's old enough to know that he's manipulating these boys. That's how I have to say it. He's manipulating these boys.
Would y'all believe that Florida has a pretty progressive?
It's not 14, it's 18. Okay.
The age of consent is 18 in Florida. And they have a Romeo and Juliet that allows 16 to 17-year-olds to be with someone no older than 23.
Wow.
Is it with with parental consent, I think?
I believe you're right, actually. Because of, what's her name? Danielle Cohen. Her boyfriend is 18, or he was 17 turning 18, and that was a big reason, I believe, that they moved to Florida, because it was able to have consent from her family for him to be with her. And that was a while ago. That's why I think one of the reasons why they moved to Florida and bought a house and all of that, though.
I can't see it. I don't see it on the law anywhere where it says that's part of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
but Florida just changed y'all's laws not too long ago because that documentary that came out was about that, like where parents were marrying off their kids at super young ages in Florida.
Well, yeah, because we've got, I mean, like Utah, we have a lot of fundies down here, a lot of crazy cult people down here.
Yeah, Scientology down there too.
Scientology is very big in Florida. But there's a lot of cults down here, and strange ones that you've never heard of, but they are very similar to, I mean, most cults marry their children off young, and it's usually, what's the word? The marriages that are arranged marriages. Sorry,
guys. Yep.
So that happens a lot in Florida, and then there's a lot of conservatives who maintain arranged marriages in the state of Florida as well.
Wow. In New Jersey, apparently you could be 13 and consent if the person they are with are less than 4 years older.
So I said that's how these states got around passing these laws that the kids had to be older to consent. They're like, yep, see, you got to be 18 to do it here, except for, and then they write in this big, huge disclaimer.
I think that law needs, oh, you muted your mic, Stace. I think these laws need to be changed, to be honest.
Yeah, I was done. I was going to get a drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Neil said some countries, the consent is 9. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're not there, thank God. But I think the United States needs to get their act together, and it needs to be a nationwide law, because it can't be from one state to the other. It has to be, I think, the same age across the board, so that way we can stop this from happening. There's no other way to stop this from happening unless every state is the same age of consent and things like that.
Well, I'll even give you, like, some parts of the Romeo and Juliet laws would make sense. Like, if the person is 16, almost 17, and their boyfriend's 18, I don't think you should be able to prosecute them for whatever.
Right.
16 and 23-year-old is no go. That's no bueno.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And I do think that there are situations where a boy is 17, and there might be two, one's 16, one's 17, one's turning 18, 6 months before the other one's turning 17. This is a very close age gap. And to think that if she got mad at her boyfriend and then went and accused him of statutory rape, then it could ruin his life and he's a sex offender forever. Yeah. So I do get that part of the law because let's be honest, generations before, like our grandparents' generation, they were married at 15, 16 years old and having children. And we didn't live as long in that generation and things change. But I just don't see how a person can do what James Charles did or with any child, and understanding that there is a law, whatever that law is, wanting to go against it is just, it's so strange. And, he looks like a little boy. So if he wants little boys, like high school boys, he looks like a high school boy. Find another guy that's 23 that looks like a high school boy. It's that simple.
Well, he did say in the Logan Paul podcast that he is very mature for his age, and that's why he goes for the youngest possible. I don't see him being very mature for his age if this is what he's doing. And if he uses that to manipulate younger boys, all right, that's you being maybe, yes, mature for your age, but you're manipulating them. You're using your power against them. And as a celebrity, let's just call it like he is, because he's a celebrity, you should know you have eyes watching you at all times, and that it is as simple as a screenshot that anyone can take with you saying and doing things. And you should be aware of this and know that it's possible those will get out at any point in time. You should not be doing this. Again, you have a net worth of $22 million. Why are you not so desperate to go look elsewhere? Like Kim said before, PR usually can help set up dates. Why wouldn't you go to your PR and say, listen, I'm trying to find love. Like, please help me. Like, there are other ways. You cannot be that desperate to be looking for children. And maybe, I know one of the YouTubers I watch, I can't remember which one, was like, well, maybe he goes for younger because it's easier to manipulate. And maybe these boys are at that age that they don't know if they're, gay yet, or they're bisexual, or if they're straight, and they're experimenting. So maybe he just wants to go for that age range so he can manipulate them and be at that point where they're not sure of their sexuality. So let's go for someone I can manipulate.
Well, I mean, I think by the time you get to be about 16, you know what turns you on, but I think that it's a power dynamic for sure. I think he wants to be in charge, and that's why he goes for the younger kids.
I agree. Bless you, kitty. I don't know if you heard my cat sneeze.
Yeah, that makes sense, Stacy, because I think this is an obsession for him. Like he said, he was desperate, and he talks about it like it's a drug, like he's addicted to it, which is a surefire sign that he has a problem and needs help. He, and again, should be deplatformed and held accountable. But when you have money, you can do whatever you want. Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, and again, you have another problem here is that you have to look at who his audience is. His audience aren't people that have, a little bit of experience in years behind them. We're not the ones watching James Charles TikTok his way.
You can't hear her sneeze. Sorry. My cat's a sneezer, guys. Sorry, Stace.
We're not the ones that are watching him TikTok with the D'Amelios or whatever. At least I'm not. I don't know about you two, but
I'm not.
That's not how I get entertained.
Right, Kim, you also have kids, so your kids might be watching it for all you know.
Nope, they are not watching it. I have that on.
Yeah, well, that's good to
lockdown.
know. That's good to know.
Absolutely not. There are some things though, even on the kids' parts, the kids' channels on YouTube. My 4-year-old will get onto YouTube, and it's like the little cartoons that are singing her songs about brushing her teeth and washing her hands. And there was one yesterday that it was about pooping on the potty. It was in Chinese. My daughter likes to watch videos in other languages. I don't know why, but she does. And so it's in Chinese, and it's a little animated cartoon. And no lie, it's a little poop that's traveling through intestines and gets down to a star shaped circle that opens up and it falls out of it. And there's a whole effing song about it. And I'm like, what in the hell are you watching? And it was just it was part of the kids' YouTube. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So it's everywhere. And they definitely are not watching James Charles shake his booty for the camera. And my children do not have TikTok. They don't have Snapchat. They don't have any social media at their ages. They don't have phones, and their time is limited on iPads when it comes to YouTube. But I mean, even then, with all the controls that we have, they're still just the world's crazy, y'all. Weird shit on the internet.
Well, see, and that's what has me baffled about the whole Chipotle thing, because the people that are their demographic are the ones that are disgusted with James Charles. So, like, why haven't they said something?
Wow. And Hanil has seen that video, Kim.
What?
And my lord over here, he says, that must be the greatest cartoon ever.
It's
I'd kind of be interested to see it, not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, it was so funny. I'm gonna have to pull it up because I just was blown away by what I was watching. And I mean, there's little ones where the boy, there's a little cartoon boy peeing in a toilet standing up, and it's teaching you how to pee standing up. And
Oh
I'm
my
like, what in the
gosh.
hell? But in other countries, other cultures, things are different, and people are a lot more open. The United States as a whole is much more conservative than other countries. So just funny what they run into. For
Yeah.
research, of course. That's right.
But his fan base doesn't have the money to buy his products, right? No, they don't. And that was another thing. So in the Logan Paul podcast, he was talking about, I don't know who he was talking about, but he was talking about how one of the people he was talking to was like, well, I don't have the money to come. I don't have money like that to come just visit you. He's like, I'll buy you the plane ticket. Well, I don't know if I'll give you all the money you need to get here so we can see if we have that connection. So he's also throwing the fact that he has money out there to these kids, and I can get you what you want, what you need, just come. Like, so, I mean, it's a whole manipulation. It really is.
And I'm one of those people where, like, if something sounds so good, there's got to be like some major things attached to it. I guess I'm just not trusting enough, because if somebody was like, hey, that's okay, I'll pay for all this expensive stuff, even though I've only talked to you on Instagram DMs, I would be very, very suspicious.
Yes, we would love to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Yes.
A Gramsci life. She said that she's from the Kingston Warren Jeffs clan area, married off to a 53-year-old in Colorado City.
Wow.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on, and we'll talk to you later about that, because we do fundy topics, and
that will be coming very soon too. Very, very soon, our Duggar video that we are going to be doing. So definitely stay tuned and wait for those Twitter messages, or if you're in our Discord, we will let you guys know when we're going to drop our Duggar video. It will be very soon, and we'd love to talk to you. I know Snoop will be very nice and give you our email, so that way you can email us and we'll get back to you too.
And the people on Discord got to see some of the research the other night, because we watched the Duggars together.
Yes, we
We
did.
sure did.
And if anyone does want to join the squad Discord, you can find the Discord invite link by emailing us. The email is on the screen right now. Or you can DM Hanil on Discord at Hanil 2706. So if anyone wants to join our Discord, we'd be happy to have you. And just contact us and we'll send you the invite link. Kim, I know what I wanted to say. So you're not the only one that has a big age gap. My grandmother, who is 93 this year, my grandfather and her were 10-year age difference.
Yeah.
And he knew her when she was 9, but he was a family friend. And when it was her 18th birthday, that was actually the first time he brought her flowers. And she actually was on a date on her 18th birthday with another guy. And she came home and he was over there having coffee with my great grandmother and great grandfather. And that's when he asked her out on her first date. So, but they lasted, bless you, my cat. Oh my God. They lasted for over 75 years. And
wow.
yeah, God rest his soul. I love my grandfather and love my grandmother. She is amazing. And it was a relationship that I look at and I want in my life. And that is something that I do have in my life right now, as the guy that is like my grandfather, because my grandfather was wonderful. So
that's awesome. Yeah. My grandparents, same. Like my grandfather was born in 1905. My grandmother was born in 1921. She's going to be 100 years old this year, in December. And
wow.
yeah. And so, I mean, that's a 16-year age gap. There's 12 years with my husband. My sister and her husband have 10-year age gap. And one of my friends, her husband is 17 years older than her. And she's actually really close friends with his oldest daughter. So
Okay.
it's okay. I mean, it's okay to have age gaps in life. It's just not okay to go after children whose brains are not fully developed, who are starstruck and thinking they're talking to a celebrity. And then more importantly, what I don't like is that it's almost predatory in nature, that he's looking for boys that are not gay. Like
Yes.
he says they might be bisexual or bi-curious or whatever term that they're identifying as. And it's like, what? Just, there's so many people in the LGBTQIA plus community. You don't have to look for someone who isn't.
Yes,
And take
exactly.
advantage of them not understanding their sexuality at the time. So, like, leave that one alone. Let him
Exactly.
explore with
and
people his own age and figure it out for himself before you, as a grown ass adult, are trying to tell him that he is gay, or whatever.
Night
and
truffles.
not to sound like silly or anything, but isn't he living in LA, right?
He is.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a young man like living in my hometown where he, he might be the only person who's gay in town.
Very true.
He
Right.
is living somewhere where there are plenty of people he can meet that are of age, have the same interest, can both legally drink. If I didn't already say that, like, there's so many other options out there.
Right. I agree. Yes, Snoop. Yeah. Listen, I have to represent everyone. So, P Flag, is P Flag out there too? Did I get that one? And the Alphabet Mafia. I didn't even realize that's what you were talking about earlier when you said that Maps were trying to get into that, and the Alphabet Mafia was a hard no on that one. And that's very true. These minor attracted people were trying to say they were part of the LGBTQIA plus community. They are not. And I don't think that that's a stigma that that community needs, because we're already fighting for equal rights. We're already fighting for people to be seen as human. We don't need to have a stigma of being a pedophile on top of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Another thing that a lot of YouTubers brought up with the James Charles video is that they brought up that, what is Tati thinking about all of this now, guys? Tati should have never doubted herself with her video that she had made and then removed, and like instantly we all instantly wrote it off and said she was the liar regarding all of this. I wonder how Tati is feeling right now. Like, what is she thinking? Like, I can only imagine, because she was right all along. We should have never ignored this as easily as we all did.
yeah.
I really wonder what Tati's feeling about all of this going on right now. I do.
Well, you know, I heard somebody say too, like Tati was like majorly gaslit with when this first, because
She
like
was.
she's like, I heard a voice memo and everyone's like, it's a fake, it's a fake. No one else has heard it, and Jeffrey wouldn't play it for anyone else to hear. He'd say, we can go off camera and listen.
Yep.
I mean, I think she was like pretty much already run off because people believed no more lies or whatever the heck that
Exactly. And then that's when James also, like, he showed all the DMs and things like that to be like, well, they lied to me. Like, come on. Like
he lost subs for like one day and then they were like right back the next. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone said he pulled this Uno reverse card with his No More Lies video. And that's great and all. He kind of did, with things about, I mean, she did make it all about vitamins, let's be honest. So she went about it the wrong way. But the problem that I have with her right now is that she's in her most recent video back in June, she says things like, you're going to hear things about people and you need to learn to forgive. And she apologizes to James for what she said. But why? Like, if you know someone is doing this, why are you going to then apologize to them and try to be aligned with them again? Thank you, Cooch. That's so, that's sweet. You know, to be aligned with them again when you know that they're committing a crime and being a bad person. That's like saying, like, oh, hey, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, I know what you did and all, but yeah, I really made a public spectacle about it. And sorry, man, I lost subs over it. So can I come back to your island now? Like, that's dumb. And she is realigning herself with him. And that makes me lose respect for Tati 100%, because I don't have any respect for anyone that aligns themselves with a pedophile.
I agree. And the other thing that these YouTubers that I noticed brought up, they were saying that the James Charles apology video had a lot of similarities to the David Dobrik apology video. So I guess like the new apology video format is, you know, you're up, you're alone at 1 o'clock in the morning doing this, you're wearing black, you know, you don't have it scripted, but you have notes. So there was a lot of similarities to the David Dobrik and James Charles apology video. I will say that as well. Yes.
Well, I think like people got the message that we are all caught on to the white room with the white outfits and the sad faces in every single apology video, and that we just found it humorous. So they're like, oh, well, now we'll all wear black and they'll never notice.
Yep.
Right. They'll believe us because we're not wearing white and whitewashing our entire apology. That's all a bunch of BS. Yeah, I mean, after Micah Stauffer and Tana, who else did the white apology videos?
Jacqueline Hill.
Oh, wow. Well, poor Jacqueline. She just likes white. I mean, her whole white. But I mean, she's had a lot of things to apologize for, but I have her highlighters, y'all. Those are some good highlighters.
I like Jacqueline Hill. I mean, I don't agree with the whole makeup thing and all of that, but I still like Jacqueline Hill. And maybe now looking at her apology video compared to David Dobrik's and James Charles, hers was a lot more sincere than theirs were.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we could go on for about Jaclyn Hill. I know that's not part of the topic, but she definitely got a bad rap, and she had some moldy lipsticks, and that was really bad on her end. And she's not made good decisions, but for the most, I mean, she didn't sexually assault anyone either. So there's that.
Yes, word puzzle specialist. There was noises in the background, and that was something I wanted to do more of a look into, because I don't know, does he have like a dog or a cat? Because I know my cat, as you can hear, she sneezes, but she also likes to scratch on things, bang things, and the noises did sound like a banging of like a door or moving of something. And maybe he was alone, maybe he wasn't, maybe it was an animal, maybe it's not, something that we'll never know. But he could be lying to us about that, and he could have had someone there for all we know.
He does not know how to run his own equipment.
I was fixing to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, am I supposed to believe that he knows how to run, edit, and upload all that?
I don't
Absolutely not. He has a whole team, and he's had a whole before YouTube, like before he was big, he was a cover girl model. So he's absolutely never been like fledgling. He didn't start his YouTube channel like we did. That didn't happen. He was contacting Tati before he was even big, wanting to get advice from her, and he got picked up by CoverGirl, and he moved to LA. I mean, at what, 15, 16 years old? Like, give me a break. This guy doesn't know how to upload videos like that. Maybe David Dobrik. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Cooch, you are definitely going to have to help him plan his never apology video, because he's never going to apologize. And Crystal, yes, those were definitely the noises were the skeletons in the closet. I can see that. I can see that. So that's, since we're kind of talking about kids and not being over the age of 18, we do have Bhad Bhabi over here, who turned 18 on March 26th. And yesterday, guess what, everyone? She finally made an OnlyFans because she turned 18. And not only did she make an OnlyFans, within an hour, because I have screenshots I'm going to show you, she made over $1 million already in revenue.
So she's charging like, what was it, $23.99?
$23.99. Yes, I'll pull it up on the screen in a second. Unbelievable. So people were waiting for her to turn 18. And she even says in the DM that I have that she's giving them what they wanted. Like, what? That's just sick too, in a sense, that people were waiting for her to turn 18. So this is her revenue that she put on her Instagram over here.
Like I said, it gave me those vibes of back when I was a kid, and Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen are both born the same year I was.
Yes, and they were all waiting.
They were always in the magazines and stuff, and people would be like, they're almost 18. And back then when I was a kid, it didn't like seem weird to me or odd to me at all. And it does make me feel like things are getting better, because to kids today, if they saw a magazine put something like that in an article, they would be appalled.
Look at these numbers though, like unbelievable. Like almost 800,000 just in subscriptions. You have 5,500 almost in tips, a little bit more messages. Oh my God, like unbelievable the amount of money that she just made when she turned on. She says that not bad for 6 hours. We broke the F. I didn't block it out of the OnlyFans record. I don't know what the record is to know if she broke it or not, but she made some good money in less than 6 hours. I will say that. But
and of course, it's liked by the Perez Hilton.
Of course. And then we have, this is the OnlyFans, the $23.99 per month. And this is what the page looks like. And then this was her tweet. Got tired of you asking, so blank it. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it wild and crazy as blank. Give it 2 weeks. And we break the internet. Well, she didn't even need 2 weeks that she broke the supposed OnlyFans record. I don't know if she'll break the internet, but that's crazy.
Y'all think Dr. Phil's proud?
That was one of comments on her tweet here that she pinned. Someone said, "Look what you did, Dr. Phil. How are you feeling, Dr. Phil?" There was a lot of Dr. Phil comments. I mean, she's 18, so I guess no one can tell her what to do anymore, and she's gonna do what she wants.
Yeah.
Did we get the viewer's voice tweet?
You have it?
Do you have it?
OnlyFans got caught outside. Yeah.
I read that. I mean, you couldn't tell her what to do when she was 13 and saying, "Catch me outside." How about that on Dr. Phil? So, yeah, definitely not going to tell her what to do as an 18-year-old. What is the record? Was the record Bella Thorne?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. I don't look at OnlyFans too often to know.
I don't look at it, but I mean, just hearing the news, like, y'all, I need to start an OnlyFans if it's got that kind of money.
I know, right? Well, I hate to say it, but our old person we moderated for, he always was like, "I'm going to make an OnlyFans." You know what? People make good money, apparently. And there are people that'll pay money for feet. Just feet. I don't have to show my face, my body. They'll take feet pictures. What?
Yeah, Petty Paige has an OnlyFans, and she talks about it a lot. Like, she doesn't do. I don't know if she does full nudes, but she did a whole series on how she started her OnlyFans, what to do if you're going to start one. Like, she did a tutorial about it. How do you get a following? All that stuff, and then what kind of pictures she takes for her OnlyFans.
Neil said it was Bella Thorne. Yeah. Drama YouTubers covered her.
Yeah, everyone was mad because she said it was going to be like a nude picture, I guess. And she charged, I think, $200 per subscription for this one picture. And then when she put the picture up, it was in lingerie. And Trisha Paytas went after her because a bunch of people went after her because they said that she just totally messed up OnlyFans, Bella Thorne, because of what she did, the way that she did it. And it was just going to cause a bunch of other people money. They changed the rules because of she made $1 million in a day off of that one picture. And so then they changed the payout, I think.
Didn't it end up being a picture that she had already posted to Instagram earlier that week too?
I don't know. I think so. I'm not entirely sure of the details. I just knew it was not a nude picture. It was of her in lingerie, and people were hot mad about that whole situation. OnlyFans, workers, sex workers, and fans were pissed at her about what she did.
No, it was the Nick Snyder tweet. Did I send that to you, Jackie, or no?
I don't think. Let me see. No, you didn't. You were gonna.
Oh, well, I'll just read it off.
Send it to me right now. I can save it and pop it up.
I'll just read it off real quick.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
I'm not knocking Bad Baby's hustle, but which of y'all subscribe so we know who is fantasizing about someone underage waiting for the moment they became legal? Yeah. And that is exactly how I felt.
Me too. Me too.
That's, yeah.
It's crazy, our society.
Same, but Snoop.
This is the same, I don't know. I'm not surprised. Am I grossed out by it? Absolutely. And Nick is 100% correct. But I'm not surprised. I mean, if you look, porn, almost all porn is 18 and over, or 18-year-olds, or barely legal. There's a ton of that crap out there.
Yeah.
Neil, don't be messing with Justin.
Well, he's saying ew to the feet pics, but you know what? There are people that pay good money for feet pics. You'd be surprised. I was talking about that with my boyfriend. I said, I could be making money right now off my feet. Like, we could be making millions. Like, people pay good money for feet pics. And I got some nice looking feet, guys. The only thing not nice is maybe the tattoo. People don't like the tattoo on top of my foot. I think it's nice. You never know. Other people might like it. At least they'll know it's my foot.
Tell your boyfriend all he needs to do is invest in a really good pedicure.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Weaky feet. Okay.
So we about ready to invite people up to see if they have.
Yeah, you can invite them up. There's only one little story that happened today that Jax Taylor, formerly of the TV show Vanderpump Rules, he has been not paying his state and federal taxes, and he owes over $1.2 million. And this is something I did hear a couple YouTubers like Charlotte, I know, covered it, talk about today. And like I said before with the whole James Charles thing, if you're an influencer, people got eyes on you. So why are you not paying your taxes? Come on. I mean, I don't like doing it, but it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Got to be done.
Remind me who this cat is again. I used to watch Vanderpump Rules, but I don't know who Jax is.
Okay, so you would know Jax, though. He's been on Vanderpump Rules since the beginning. He is the one that like had a million girlfriends and cheated on all his girlfriends and ended up with Brittany, who's from Kentucky.
Oh, did he work at the restaurant?
Yes, he worked at Sir.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And now he's married, he has a baby, all of that. So, but they don't pay their taxes. You got to pay your taxes. And in one of the articles from The Sun, I know The Sun covered it because Charlotte was reading it from there. They were like showing his house and calling it a mansion. And it's like, that's not a mansion. At least that's a regular suburb house. But I mean, 1.2 in both state and federal taxes, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You're on a show. You're making money. He was on Vanderpump Rules for a very long time. They even had like a little spin-off show with him and his wife. You're making money. Just pay your taxes. Pay them.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
I don't know. If I didn't have to pay taxes, I wouldn't. So I feel it's because the government, man, I don't like them.
I am putting the link in the chat. If anyone wants to come in, go over maybe something we didn't cover that we missed, that they watched this week, or they want to talk about any of the topics we did cover, we'd love for you to have you on. Come talk with us for a little bit. So that way we can finish up our weekly YouTube recap. Yeah, the Sun broke the story. That's true, Cooch. They did.
Snoop said that's what the situation went to jail for.
Yes, it is for not paying his taxes.
Yeah, Gym Tan Laundry. What was it?
GTL. Gym Tan Laundry, GTL, baby. So Jax is probably going to go to jail. I hate to say it, unless he has that kind of money to pay. I don't know how that would work, but I mean, gosh.
Isn't that what Wesley Snipes got in trouble for too?
I thought that was for an underage hooker, but I could be wrong.
Oh, Josh, if you want to come on. If anyone wants to come on, they're more than welcome to come on. Let us know how you feel about any of these situations. It was a crazy week, and we'd love to hear what you guys think. Like, that's what we're here. We're all here to have fun, and that's why we do this. I mean, there might be stories that we all missed, and there might be a good one that you saw, and we'd love to hear it. I know you said you watched a video that someone else went crazy on James Charles. So, I mean, come on. Happy to have you.
Oh, Snoop said that he did get in trouble for taxes. But I distinctly remember a story about a young prostitute being picked up by one Wesley Snipes.
Oh, hi, Kat. Yes, Dave is there at your house. Well, I'm high. You better be taking good care of him. He's a good friend, and I'm happy that he's down there with you having fun. And thank you for coming and saying hi and giving us a view. I appreciate it. I know the girls appreciate it. And where you are actually is where Stacy is. So you never know. You could make a new friend and you guys could be hanging out. I'm jealous that Dave didn't put me in a suitcase. I will say that, because then I could go visit you and Stacy. Hey there, Josh. Welcome.
She wasn't.
Hey.
He just kept evading a paternity test to see if he was the father of her child,
Who?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
about
now
you?
we
What about
might be in a little bit of a fight. He's my best friend too, but we could be best friends, and then we can push him to the side. How about that?
What about just walked in on?
Oh, well, we just finished the recap. So what are your feelings? What do you want to talk about? What was, the story of this week that you found very interesting and you have an opinion about?
Well, I just watched Smokey Glow's take on the James Charles stuff.
Oh.
And she's not happy.
Oh, what did she have to say about it?
She basically thinks that he should be deplatformed because these are very serious allegations, and that basically this normalizes attacking the victims and silencing the victims and stuff like that, which I totally agree with. Victims won't come out and speak now.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
So yeah, she went off on him, and she reckons that the platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, these platforms need to do something because
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Hannah. I love Smokey Glow as well. Hook.
Nana. Yeah.
Hook.
Nana
say
Hook.
that.
Yeah.
Can
I agree. I mean, I'm not about cancel culture and all of that, but these are serious allegations, and this is not something. The law will be involved. And I do know another YouTuber I watched. They were saying, with the whole Ethan, I think his name was, the 14-year-old. Ethan made comments that the FBI, the police or the FBI are definitely involved in looking into James Charles. I do wholeheartedly believe that is what is going on.
Wow.
Even where you are, Josh, you said that in the UK they picked up the story. A local news.
They did. The BBC World News picked it up.
Yes.
And
so it's getting out there.
And Petty Page made sure that news was put out there. She made sure of it. So 1 second.
I love Petty Page.
My partner wants to say something. What do you want to say?
Smokey is right. In fact, girls have a hard time coming forward with this sort of thing because it's always a case of the argument of, well, you must have dressed that way.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is,
yes,
modern culture is worse when it comes to boys and men coming across sexual assault because we're told not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very true.
Very true.
Men are supposed to be emotionless robots. This shit doesn't happen to us.
Yeah, it is true.
So that's why we don't have male rape victims or male victims of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Or male domestic abuse victims. It's the Loch Ness monster of crime.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is very, very true.
And another thing that you all touched upon, the maps and the pedos. The whole thing about them laying themselves as maps was they were trying to get themselves put onto the sexual orientation map, so it wouldn't be so they couldn't be charged as pedophiles.
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
That's that. Yeah. Basically. We touched on that earlier, and you're absolutely right. Like I said, boys are. It's still taboo for a man or a male of any age to come forward as a victim of assault. So
It is.
you know, the fact
You're
that
taught to
it's
be not looked at like you're not man enough if something like that is done to you. Like it's
Yes.
awful.
It is
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it feels, but I know that men, like, this is part of the healing. This is part of like what we need to do as a society to change things, is to make it
do.
okay for victims to come forward, and they don't. And what James Charles is doing is making it not okay for victims to come forward.
Exactly. And I think
Yeah.
he sort of, when he turns around and says that, the thing that gets me is when he turns around and says he's desperate. That it's just, that is a slap in the face to people that can't find love or have a difficult time finding love.
Yes.
True.
And it's like, and like Tamana said, you know, he's got a net worth of 22 million. I wish I had a net worth of 22 million. But I think you're right in the sense of, he could just go to his PR team and ask, you know, oh, I'm having a difficult time finding love. He doesn't need to go to his For You page on TikTok and use it as a dating app. And it's not just James Charles. I know a lot of other people, a lot of other young stars do it as well. They use things like Snapchat and TikTok as dating apps. That's not what they're designed for.
Okay,
They're a social media app.
Like, you have a good point here, but I kind of want to, I don't know. I just thought, this generation, his generation specifically, everything is on the internet. Their whole lives are social media and the internet.
And I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
I mean, I get it. It's wrong, but I almost wonder if it's just, I wonder if it's the way, the reason these things are happening with like the TikToker, like the Lopez brothers and him, is because, and this is not an excuse, but it's because they're such idiots and they've just lived on the internet and they don't understand how not to be on the internet. So everything they do is there.
Yeah, you see, I can understand that point because, you know, I'm in my early 30s and I my teenage years grew up on the internet, but it wasn't really what it is today. So I can understand that. I know the younger generation, their lives are on the internet. So yeah, I can understand that point. But it's just, there are dating apps.
There are apps for, I'm pretty sure they make apps for even like people's, like older people, younger people. Like they make apps for everything. There's got to be an app for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I guarantee you there's probably dating services for rich people
Oh God, yeah.
Yep.
that
Yeah, I
normal
think there
people
is.
don't even know about and would never know about, just so they know that they're only dating other rich people. Like, I would guarantee it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
Called $1 Million Matchmaker about it, where people paid her to find other people who were wealthy that and match them together. There was a whole TV show. So it definitely exists. There's a Mormon dating site. There's a farmersonly.com. If y'all haven't seen that because you don't live in the South like I do, there is a farmersonly.com dating app.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to be wealthy at farmersonly.com.
Yep, y'all know where Stacy and I are from.
Didn't know that. Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting. There's a farmers only. Wow, that is cool.
That is not cool.
But you know,
that is not cool.
Yeah, everyone's welcome, I guess.
Really? TikTok is a huge.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Allegedly, really?
Oh sorry, yeah. There's one over here called Uniform Dating. So it's like,
Really?
yeah, so there's like specifically for like people who work in the field of like nursing, policing, and
just work.
it's like
People who like
people who like uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a website and there's an app for different kinds of dating. So I'm sure there's like an app for like rich people, but I'm like,
Sure.
I don't. So it's like he uses the
Oh,
excuse.
definitely
He-
is. Yeah.
It's like this. His videos seem more like an excuse rather than an apology.
And apparently he wasn't going to give any excuses in that video, and he gave a lot. I believe he gave a lot of excuses.
Oh yeah,
A
I
lot.
believe he gave a lot too.
And I believe, for all we know, there could be an app that is like a secret celebrity app for dating, for all we know. I mean, there has to be. There has
And
to
you know,
be.
we already have a giant group of people that try to push a narrative that gay men are attracted to boys and want to prey on your children.
Yes.
So
But James
someone
isn't.
with his
James isn't helping that.
No.
No.
James
no.
is not helping that narrative.
and
I'm
that's
getting
exactly what I was getting at. Like, he is doing so, like, you try so hard to convince these people like that's not true at all, and then you have someone with this kind of reach who just keeps doing it.
Right.
because this has been going on for 2-3 years now,
Yeah. Yeah. 2
and it's
years.
like,
In March was 2 years from his No Lies video or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Snoop wants, she says, oh, do tell Josh about the dating app.
Oh yeah. So all I know is that it's just a dating app for people who like uniforms. So like, as I say, like policemen,
Wow.
nursing, army, just anyone in uniform.
Snoop, do you like someone in uniform? Because we can find out if there's one in America over here.
This sounds like my kind of app. Don't tell my husband.
And Cooch says, Raya app is the rich people app. You have to be worth a certain amount of money or famous. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
And Nancy said 2 years, 11 victims, some are saying. Wow. And I do believe a
Wow.
lot more victims will probably come forth, because if he was talking to just, a handful, there's going to be a handful more that haven't come forward yet. I mean, a lot of people, when they're looking for love or on Tinder or all these other apps, like, they're talking to a lot of people to find that one. So God only knows how many others he was talking to.
So all I can see is badge bunnies.
Yeah. Snoop said, well, that's what they're called, I guess, right? Badge bunnies. I'm a badge bunny. My husband was in uniform. So there you go.
Yeah.
I did not know it was actually called something, but okay.
There's a name for everyone, for everything, for every, I don't know, fetish or preference or.
Oh God, yeah. There's something out there for everything.
Isn't there an app for furries?
I believe there is. I do believe so.
Bears? Like, there's, I know that there's an app.
Furries are like people that like to dress up in costumes, like bear costumes, rabbit costumes. I'm pretty sure there's a furry app.
I thought we were talking about like hairy people,
Oh, no, not furry as in body hair, as in people putting on costumes.
Oh,
wow!
Yeah,
there's an over 50. There's a one called It's Just Lunch for people who work a lot and they just want to have lunch and maybe end up in a relationship.
But you see, I think we were watching a stream last night, and there was she was going on about like escorts and hookers, but there is a service out there where somebody can pay someone, not for like sexual stuff, but just to have lunch with, or just for the company.
Yes, yep. he could have. I mean, there was so many other things he could have done if he was
could have done,
that
and
desperate.
but the thing is, it's like he keeps on getting called out for the exact same thing, and it's like I could understand, like, for example, if he was 16 and constantly being called out for this,
Yeah.
sort of, but he's 21, 22, and it's like you should know better by now, especially if you keep on being called out by the same thing over and over again. And it's not like it's an echo chamber of like it's being contained in an echo chamber. It's blasted all over social media, so he's gonna see it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by he's a well-known influencer. He should be aware that eyes are watching.
they are.
I mean, maybe if he was like a nobody like me or you, like maybe that would be a lot harder for people to see what's going on, to do something about, but he's an influencer. He was on YouTube's influencer page. Like, come on.
Yeah,
So
and
on a
Katie,
wider-
there is a term called bears in the gay community.
Yes, I was gonna say I watched that episode. Oh, what was it? It was on Viceland, where they're the hairier guys, right? And there's like a whole app for that too.
Yeah, there is.
See, I know a little bit about apps and stuff. I know
Disney
there's a Plenty Fish app. I met one of my ex-boyfriend on that one. That's a bad app to go on.
Yeah.
There's different terms for like different body types and things like that in the gay community.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like he could use a dating app. It's how me and my partner met.
Well, he was like using like Instagram and For You as dating apps. Come on, you can use an actual dating app.
Yeah, you can use an actual dating app. Instagram is for your pictures. TikTok is for your funny video.
Snapchat is not a dating app, and that's you
No.
send photos. Maybe that's the safer way for these younger kids to send naughty pictures, because you can see if someone screenshotted the photo. But what are you gonna do if they do screenshot? You can't do anything on your end. You just see that they screenshotted whatever you had. But and the photos go away within so many hours, blah 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 blah. I use Snapchat to send, videos and things of my life to my family that aren't around and friends that aren't close by, but not, for those purposes that he was using them for, or other people use them for.
I don't have Snapchat. I think that it's a lot of people think of it as like a creepy app because
it is. It is. I mean, I've got Snapchat, and when I put my Snapchat up on Twitter, I got some really weird pictures, and I was like, well, that's not what I'm interested in, because I have a partner. So I'm like, why are you sending me these photos for? It's like, read my profile. And I think that's where the issue is. That's what James Charles got his issue with. He's not doing what these other people were not doing either. They're not reading the profiles of the people that they are sending these pictures to.
Yes.
Well, I mean, okay, but a profile can be a lie. So, like, the moral of the story here is stop taking dick pics, and like, if you really need someone, get on Grindr and stop being a pedo. Like that, the fact that he is saying that he was desperate. He was just desperate, y'all. No big deal. He was just desperate for some 16-year-old kid, for your child.
Well, then go on Adam and Eve.
Oh,
Neil. Buy some toys. Trisha Paytas does a video about them once a week.
Well, I just wanted to point out that Neil said that POF, Plenty of Fish, was a good app for him, that he met his girlfriend, but now he's saying that I guess it's his ex-girlfriend. They broke up. Neil, that's so sad.
Sorry,
I-
Neil.
You
You want me to go
bought her-
burn her house down? I can.
Right? I mean, you treated her like a freaking princess. She's lucky to have you. Wow.
She means she's going to come stay at my house for a week. She's not going to be anywhere near where you live.
That's right. I'm not going to burn anyone's house down. I'm just going to go hang out.
Sorry.
She's
Hey,
just going to come stay
um,
with me, and I'm going to say she was with me all week.
That's right. And then I'm going to hold myself accountable. So we good?
And I'll
We're
be
good.
disappointed.
As long as you hold yourself accountable, we can still be friends.
That's going to be the thing now. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. That's
Heck
just going to be the
yeah.
video.
Oh, no, I can't burn your house down, Hanil. Okay. So
Oh,
no
no
burning, I
She's
guess.
still living at your house? Oh. Well, I hope that my words of wisdom, if you and her really are meant to be, things will work out. And I know you're a great guy and you will do whatever it takes to get her back. I just hope that she's right for you because I know how well you treated her, how much you went above and beyond for her, and how wonderful you are. And if she doesn't see that, you will find someone that will appreciate that. You are a treasure. You are a gem. Some girl will appreciate all the things that you do. And I hope
Don't
that
ever
you
beg
guys
anybody.
can work out because I know how much you appreciate and love her. So it is what it is, but if it's meant to be, it'll be. And that is something I learned a long time ago. Me and my boyfriend have been on and off for 10 years. We've been 5 years steady. So we dated 4 different times before this last time. So it can happen. You could break up and you guys could get back together. It could be meant to be. It'll happen if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we will wish you the
Good
best
word.
too, because breakups are hard, and you got a family here to support you. We're here for you, and I'm here to watch movies with you. So is Josh all night long.
Yeah. So yeah.
We'll watch some funny
Okay.
ones.
Oh,
Firework.
he said that there was a lot going on that he hasn't talked about. Doesn't think he wants it to work out, to be honest. All right. Well,
Okay.
I can
Okay.
still go stay with Stacy, and we can hit her
Yes.
in the kneecaps one day. It's fine.
We
Whatever
will
he needs
talk
to
more
do.
later on Discord about it. 'cause
Yeah, we can talk more about it later.
we are a family here, and we are a bigger family on Discord, and this is why we have this channel, is because we all like to have fun together. We all like to talk about things together, and when we left, we weren't going to let this hold us back from our family, because you know what? We might not be Fang Gang anymore, but we are a squad, and we are a squad family, and our squad is growing, and I love every single one of you, and I love all the new ones that have coming and supporting us. And this is
I've been
what
watching too much.
this
I've been
is
watching
what
too
we're
much.
here for. Like, I know we watch a lot of YouTube too.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
People
I've been.
are like, you
I've
can't
been
be
watching.
family. You have no friends if you're making friends through YouTube. You know what?
Yeah.
I got my 2 best friends right here with me on this channel, and I just met Josh not that long ago, and I can say right now, I know me and Josh are going to be best friends because we got a lot in common. We already talk a lot together, and that is
That
what
we do.
Yeah, and I got friends in real life. They showed up in stream, so that's a lame ass excuse for those YouTubers are saying that the only reason you're making friends off the internet is because you have no friends in real life, because that's a BS excuse.
That is a base excuse.
It's a
And
BX excuse. Ha!
BS excuse, and that is true. That is what he is saying. Didn't want
You
to
haven't messed.
yeah.
You haven't messed up the mood at all, by the way. Anil.
No, it's cool. Sorry,
No,
we're like putting your
no,
personal
not at
stuff out.
all. If anything, we're going to make it better tonight. We're going to have fun after this. If you're not on Discord, like I said, you can email us. You can DM Neil, and we will have you come on Discord. We do lots of cool watch parties there. We do research together for, our weekly YouTube recaps. We do research for other videos. That's another thing. We do have a new series coming out for you guys. It's going to be on Wednesday nights. It's going to be our Wednesday weekly rants. So if you guys want to come and you want to rant, that's what Wednesdays are going to be. We might be picking a topic and then going from there and ranting about that topic. We'll see how it goes, but we can always, after we do that topic, we can always have you guys come on and rant about whatever you want to rant about, because we're just having fun here, and this is why we made this channel, was to have fun, communicate, have each other's backs, and enjoy life. Enjoy life together. It's not that hard.
It is, yeah.
Do we do this every Friday? Yes, we do. So we do it every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is this is our second episode, but we will be making lots more. And we are going to be doing a Duggar. We are going to be doing a Duggar video very, very soon. It will be out. It might be a video. It might be a live. We'll let you guys know. It'll definitely not be like anything KJ puts out Duggar-wise, because unlike KJ, we don't make accusations and we don't defame the Duggars. We like the Duggars for who they are, even though they're a little different and we might not believe in their beliefs. We still see them as human beings, and we're just interested to learn about their family and their family life. So we will be talking about the Duggars. I know the Duggars do have a wedding that's happening this weekend. So we got a lot coming up for you guys, a lot to talk about. And we are hitting that 2.5 hour mark. So we are going to be ending this. So Josh, any last words before we go? I just want to say, we're always happy to have you. You're more than welcome to come whenever you want. And you know that. I said that last week. I'm saying it again. Whenever you want to come, come.
Oh, that's all right then. That's good. Now, for some reason, I've been watching too much Pokemon, and when you mention the squad, all I can say is Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle Squad, yes. Also, P.S. Josh, I just saw on Discord and Stacy, the Pokemons are back to normal. They're not the crappy pictures anymore. Yes. They're not like 5-year-olds drew them.
Oh, good.
Oh, Snoop, can we name them in order? I did the other night. I missed one, but I think I can get it this time. You want me to, are you daring me right now? Because I will do it.
She was asking if they could.
Oh.
Yeah, because they know that you can.
Oh, okay. I missed one, but I know where he's still at in that order.
I can't name them in order because I haven't watched any of the. I watched one of the Duggars the other day because it was on the disc. Jackie put it on. But other than that, I have not watched any of the Duggars.
We're going to get you into the Duggars, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be watching some episodes and some good episodes, old episodes, things like that. That's another, like I said, Discord, we do like to do what we call watch parties, where we just all get together on the voice chat. Someone shares their screen and we watch YouTube videos. We watch movies. We watched, like the other night, we watched the brand new Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, which was amazing. If you haven't seen it.
Asleep.
I know. Well, like I said, we can rewatch it because it just came out in theaters the other day. But if you can't get to the theaters because of COVID, they are doing, the big movie networks where you can watch it for a certain amount of time. So.
Okay. I think Stacy put the link back out in case someone else wants to join the stream.
Yeah. If they do want to join, it will be kind of quick because like I said, we're reaching the 2 hour and 38 minute mark right now. And unfortunately right now, StreamYards does this thing where you have so many hours a month and all of that. And with us wanting to make a lot more videos, we like long streams. That's how we are.
I bought Streamlabs, so we can always switch over to that one. It's unlimited.
Yeah, Streamlabs is nice. It's just so complicated that it's going to take me a good week to sit there and figure out. And I know it's going to take you some time too. They got a lot of good things you can do on Streamlabs, and we will eventually be going over to Streamlabs. That is a definite.
I've got Streamlabs, but I don't know how to work it, so.
if you go on there, you'll probably be lost. I was lost the first time I looked at it. I was like, wow, you could do everything on you can do everything on Streamlabs. So it's a great program, I guess you can use for streaming and all of that. And we are going to be switching over. And when I learn and when Stacy learns and Kim learns, we'll be all happy to help everybody because that's just how we are. So
Oh, that's great. I mean, I don't know whether you have to pay for it or not.
I did not try it yet. We gotta try that later on, Neil, me and you. I did see I did have one thing different on my streamer mode on Discord that was different than yours. And I do want to try it out because I do want to see if I can have HBO on my share screen option. So that's one little niche with Discord. If you have Discord and you're sharing your screen, sometimes they don't allow Netflix and Hulu and things like that to be shared. But we've found some loopholes and we're not going to broadcast it. But if you'd like to know, we'd be happy to tell you. Just not on stream.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yes, it's a good Discord is a wonderful app. I will say that.
It's a good app. Yeah, it is a good app.
Yes. And let's see. Sunshinery, you should do a video on how to use and make a video because I could not figure out Streamlabs is a pain to figure out. Gramsy Life, I promise you, as soon as I learn Streamlabs, I will be more than happy to do a video on how it works and how to make a video and all of that good stuff. If you're new to Discord and you're like, what's Discord? I don't know how to use it. That's the other thing. I did make a tutorial video for Discord. So if you're someone who's like, I don't know Discord and I don't think I'll be able to use it with you guys, don't be afraid. I will be happy to share that video with you. So that way you can learn Discord. It's not that bad. I just started using Discord not even in like June, July time. And everyone will say that I'm a pro. I don't think I'm a pro just yet, but I did help design the Discord and all the cool rooms and all of that we have. And I've become a little bit of a pro. You guys can call me a pro, but my brother's more the Discord pro. And whatever I don't know, I go to him or Dave. So.
Oh, Night Runner's in apparently. Hey, Night Runner.
Hey.
Hey, Night.
Well, if no one else is going to join us, let's call it a night. And again, thank you, Josh, for coming. You have any final words for the night?
Nope, just Squaddle Squad. And it's been lovely seeing you guys.
Yes.
You as well.
All right, Josh. We will see you in Discord, honey bunny.
Okie dokie then, guys. I'll see you later. Bye,
and
everyone.
Tell your partner thank you for sharing too.
No problem, I will.
And we're gonna link Josh's channel. He has a channel. We'll link it in the description below, guys, for you. All right.
Thank you,
night, Josh.
Night, guys.
All right. Good night, y'all.
All right, everyone. You guys have any final words either?
No. Well, tune in on Wednesday for our new show about our Wednesday rant. So a weekly rant. Which will be a lot of us getting on our soapboxes about how we feel about things, kind of like we did tonight. So don't miss that. And I'm sure we'll be putting out times and different things like that and getting together about some other stuff. And we are working on, Stacy's working really hard on some fundy stuff. So that's going to be coming soon. So make sure you tune into that and hit the like button and subscribe. Stacy, last words?
Nope. I think
that's a way to go. That's it for tonight. No. I love you.
Well, I guess if you're looking for something that's drama free and is oddly satisfying, I recently discovered a YouTuber who scams scammers.
Oh, yes.
So it's called Scammer Payback. So if you need something to laugh at, he just he takes some of these across like days. Like he keeps calling these scammers back and he's like, how do I give you the gift cards? It's amazing.
We watched some last night. They were great.
And Y'all have a good weekend and a happy Easter.
Yes. So everyone, come join us on Discord. I hope everyone has a great weekend, a great Easter Sunday. I hope they had a great Good Friday if you celebrate it. And I really hope that we can, maybe talk in the future about James Charles and things coming of this whole situation. But until Wednesday, bye, sisters.
Good night.